Hi everybody and your bodies. Welcome back to another installment of Funky Fit's Reshaping Your Life with the Spinal Health Program. And with me, as usual, our wellness guru, founder, and all-round fabulosity herself, Raylene Derman McAvoy. And of course, her assistant, who you would have seen in all her videos. This is Storm, who's joining us today as well as an emotional support animal. Today is actually a follow-on from our last video, which was about the dreaded virus and how the program can help you physically before, during and after you are suffering from the allergy. But today we're going to focus a little bit about the emotional side of things. And we're going to be talking about PIA.
What?
You've never heard of PIA? Where have you been? Ray and I actually coined this phrase. It's pandemic-induced anxiety. Whew. And it's a real thing. So
it's real.
Yeah, talk to us. You are a wellness guru, the holistic approach. And the world we live in today is a very different place. Huh?
You know what? And I just sighed, and that's a sign.
Yeah, you've got anxiety.
Yes. We are dealing with things. So in our normal lives, we've got our little nucleus. So you've got your partner, your husband, your wife, what have you, then you've got your family, you've got your friends. So you've got your nucleus and you've got various things that happen within that you've got your normal stresses. You've got your work, you're trying to earn a living and what have you. On top of that, subliminally, that's a big word.
That's a big word, yeah.
We're hearing things. And you don't realize how much you taking it in, you're absorbing this information by
all the negative news and everybody's moaning about things.
Yeah. And you don't realize how much stress you are layering and layering onto your body, into your mind, into your muscles. And people are dealing with stress in a completely different way. We're not coped. We're not coped. We are not.
We're not coped or coping.
We're not equipped to cope with this.
No, and I mean the world that we live in now, we are dealing with stresses that we've never had to even think about before. Like the idea that our lives might be over, or family members' lives might be at risk. It's a whole new way of fear, and it's almost this unnamed dread that we're feeling.
Yes.
Okay? Which we've called PIA, pandemic-induced anxiety. And then our lifestyles, because of it, are so different too. We don't have the freedoms that we normally have. We're stuck in our homes.
Things have obviously improved, but there's always there's a third wave coming. So there's that dread, there's that fear that, can I see my friends? Can I hug my best friend that I haven't seen in 6 months? So there's nothing normal about this, nothing at all.
And we don't have the same sort of outlets for our normal life, day-to-day stresses, like time with friends and outings and things that we used to enjoy, events and things like that. We don't have that outlet. So we've got this almost, you called it earlier, dormant rage.
Oh.
And when we think we're okay.
You think that you are fine. Sean and I were very fortunate. We didn't, we could work throughout the lockdown.
Yeah.
So we thought we were fine. And the one day, I was taking ice, trying to get ice out of an ice tray, and the ice wouldn't come out. I smashed that ice tray to smithereens so bad that 2 weeks later, I was still finding bits of plastic around the house.
This wasn't over Sean's head or anything like that.
He's lucky he was 2 meters away.
Poor man. I mean, like you said as well, we are giving them a lot more to deal with than they normally have to deal with us. Huh?
Exactly.
But so are they.
Well, yes.
So it's this dormant rage, though, where the smallest little thing can set you off on a completely exaggerated response. And that comes from this underlying stress. So how do we combat that? How do we actually deal with that? How do we control that?
With this program, you connect your mind to your body. And when you connect your mind to your body and you are aware of what you are doing in the moment, you forget about anything and everything else that's going on around you. And every time you feel like your mind is starting to wander, you clear the screen, close your eyes, and internalize. Just think about yourself. Taking the time for you.
Because that's a big thing as well.
Huge.
It's actually giving yourself permission to invest time in your own self-care and giving yourself permission to enjoy doing that. So exercise and self-care becomes, it's not a punishment or a chore, it's actually a treat and a reward. And that's what I love about the program too. Because I had a bad experience going straight to a spin class when I wasn't ready and feeling absolutely dreadful physically afterwards. And for a day or two afterwards. But with your program, it's a subtle kind of mindful movement without that hectic punishment on the body.
Mindful movement with awareness.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, is being aware of your body and acknowledging where your body needs TLC, and then allowing yourself to give your body that TLC.
Absolutely. So it's all about being able to control what's going on in here and in here, because we can't control what's going on out there.
Control what you can.
Exactly. And it's about being intentional about carving out the time to relax. You know, because we don't have the normal outlets that we would have. So let's talk about just creating a peaceful environment. You're saying we want to spoil ourselves and be mindful. So I'm thinking your space that you're working in when you do this program is important as well, hey, from a sensory point of view.
Absolutely. You want a quiet space. So if you've got young ones, tell dad to please take them for a while. Get them occupied with something else, and speak to your family. And say to them, please, I need a bit of time. Please, can you just give me half an hour? You need to have that time for yourself.
Yeah.
So yes, a nice environment. Go into the garden.
I mean, look how lovely it is here as well. You can do it in any space. You make it your happy place.
Yes, your safe space.
Yeah, scented candles and beautiful music. Touch all those senses and spoil yourself that way, so that it becomes a reward and a treat instead of a punishment or a chore.
Exactly.
Right. So the bottom line is we are dealing with anxieties that we're not even aware of, but we can control how we deal with them. And so we need to be more intentional about relaxing and about moving. And the spinal health program from Funky Fit will help you to do exactly that. Why? Because Raylene from Funky Fit has got your back. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you, Nix.